So how we can do the subnetting, IPv6 subnet allocation. This example topology require 5 subnet, one for each LAN as well as for the serial link between router 1 and router 3. So we have seen, so here just add, so this is our hexadecimal number, okay, hexadecimal number. And let me make it a little bit big, take my pen. You can see here, so we have started from this subnet. So this is our subnet 1. So we assign this subnet 1 2001.8 ACAD 0001. So this subnet we can assign to this LAN, and this subnet we can assign to this LAN, okay. And this subnet we assigned to this LAN because these are the different subnets. You can see here. So all other numbers are same except here. See here, 4 times 0, 0001, 0002. This is one subnet, first subnet. This is subnet. This is second subnet. Sorry. This is third subnet, as we discussed yesterday, and this is fourth subnet, and this is fifth subnet. Just you can see we are adding 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is the hexadecimal notation. So we are adding these things. So it become a new subnet. Okay. So in this network here, this is first subnet. Here we have a second subnet. Sorry, second, and here we have a third subnet, and here fourth subnet, and this one fifth subnet. Okay. So because the IPv6 subnets are allocated with the subnet ID field, so through 3 times 05 each /64 subnet will provide more addresses than will be ever needed. You can see here. So now today we will do the practical, as we discussed yesterday, the theoretical session, and today we will do the practical, how we can do the subnetting and how these addresses can be assigned. Okay, see here. So first, the objective, determine the IPv6 subnets and addressing scheme. This is the first thing. Second, step 2, we will configure the IPv6 addressing on the router and the PCs. Here on the router and the PCs, we will configure. And the step number 3, we will verify the IPv6 connectivity. Okay. So background scenario, network administrator must know how to implement IPv6 in their network. So you have been asked to set up a network for use by the sales staff for the customer demonstration. The network, just 1 minute. The network will use a series of consecutive IPv6 subnet for 4 LAN. So we have 1 LAN, 2, 3, and 4. Total 4 LAN, and this is also a LAN. Okay, in between the router, this is another network. So total 5, as we have seen yesterday in the theoretical session. Okay, and in the theory, we already discussed how we can do the subnetting in IPv6. Okay, and today this is just a practical implementation. So here 4 LAN, 1 LAN, 2 LAN, 3 LAN, and 4 LAN. But this is our 5th LAN. I will discuss later on. Okay. And your job is to assign the subnet to the LAN and configure the router and the PC with IPv6 addresses. So we need to configure these PCs and router interfaces. Okay, these interfaces we need to configure and make certain to configure all the necessary component for IPv6 routing to the routing on the router. Okay, just let me. We will fill this table here. This is our subnetting table, and let me also, okay, determine step number 1. This is our subnet table. Okay, let me copy this one as well. Sorry, and I'm going to paste it here. Okay, now please, this is important. Here, first I need to try to understand you, make you understand how we can fill this table. Okay. Okay. Now we will go to the step number 1. You have been given the IPv6 subnet. So this is our subnet. Let me also copy this subnet. I will paste it here. And I will increase the font size to, let's say, 18. At least you can see. And here. So this is our subnet address. 2001 DB8 ACAD 00C8 /64. Suppose this is the address which we have received from our ISP. Now we need to do the subnetting. of this network. Okay, so at the starting subnet, you will need 4 subnet for each network that is required, the increment. Okay, that is required. So we need, how many subnet we need? 4 more subnet we need. Okay, so this is first subnet, and 4 more subnet we need it. So increment the subnet address consecutively by 1 to arrive the 4 required subnet. It means, so we need to increment 1 in each subnet. Suppose if it is 1, the second subnet will be 2, the third subnet will be 3, the fourth subnet will be 4, and fifth subnet will be 5, so on and so far. If it is starting from 8, then the first subnet will be 8, second will be 9, third will be 10, and fourth will be 11, and fifth will be 12. By this way, we need to do the increment. Increment the subnet by 1. Okay, increment. Please try to understand this statement. So we need to increment the subnet address by 1. Okay, and then we need to fill this table. So first we will fill this table, and here assign the first address in the subnet to the router LAN. We will do it router LAN. Okay, this is the first subnet. Second subnet, here we will see, this is, here we need to add second subnet, third, fourth, and fifth. Okay, okay, then we will see here. Okay, now first subnet, this is our first subnet. All of you can see this one now, or I can increase the font size. Just let me increase the font size. Okay, so this is our first subnet. So we need to do the increment of 1. Okay, we need to do the increment of 1. So this is the same subnet. See here, I'm going to copy and paste it here. Please, if someone will ask you, do the subnet it. So this is our first subnet. See, this is our first subnet, and this one is our second subnet. Let me, where I need to change. See, this is very easy, very easy. So where you can change, you can only change this one, 8. After 8, what will come? 9. Just make this one as a 9. It become a new subnet. Okay, and then suppose if we need to make one more subnet, just after 9 there is a 10. But please keep it in your mind, how we can write a 10, how we can write a 10 in hexadecimal. Hexadecimal, see, 9 same, but hexadecimal it will start 10 equal to, sorry, let me increase the font size, and you will see here 10. So in 10, the hexa value equal 10 is A. 11 we can write B, and 13, the hexa value of 13 we can write in C. Okay, and D, E, or F. Okay, so 14 we can write in hexa notation. I'm not going to explain you the hexa here because you already know about this one. Okay, in NF1 and logic design you already studied C and D. So this is the hexa value. So 10 we can write as A, 11 in the hexa we can write B, 13 we can write in C, 14 we can write D, and 15 E, and sorry, no need more because here we don't need up to D. So after 9, what will come? 10. Yes, yes, please. Anyone of you? Fatma Hussain. Fatma, can you hear me? Fatma, Fatma Hussain. Fatma Hussain. Am I audible to all of you? Fatma Hussain. Intisar Ali. Yes, please.
Yes,
Am I
Mr.
audible? Okay.
12,
So
12
yeah.
HC.
So here, no, here what will come? See, here we have 9, na? After 8, 9 came. So here we can write 10, yes? Here we should write 10. But 10, how we can write in hexa? How we can write in
F
hexa?
and write A.
Yes, we write A. Good, very good. MashaAllah, this is the thing. So we write A. See here, just A. A is 10. Okay, A is 10. So then we need to write another one. Okay, so this one, let me change this color because the color selection is very obvious for me, and I like these colors. Okay, so here after 10, what will come? 11. Yes. See, this is subnet 1. This is, sorry, subnet. This is subnet 1, and address here. This, the first subnet is 8. Second subnet, we just change here. Now it become 9. Here, now it is 10. Hexa value 10 equal to A, and 11. 11, what we can write here? Yes, please tell me.
Right.
Yes.
B.
Yes, B. Very good. Very good. B. Very good. And this is B. Now here. Now see now. So now what we need to write here? What we need to write now? Here. Tell me, please. Just let me take some other color. Let's say I will take the green color. Yes. What we need to write? Yes.
C.
What we need to write? Sorry?
Delete A and write C.
Very good. Very good. So we write C. See here. So all these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are the 5 different subnets. These are the 5 different subnets. Okay. So now we made all the subnetting. Subnetting in IPv6 very easy. Yes. Very easy. IPv4 difficult, little difficult, but in IPv6 very easy. You can see just we are changing the last value. Just you need to memorize these number. Okay, after 10 we can write A, B, C, D, E, and F. Okay, please keep it in your mind. It will go up to 15. We can write E, please E, and 16 we can write F. Okay, so it is equivalent to F. Okay, so these number, please, you can keep it in your mind. Okay, so this is the hexa values. Okay, hexa values. Even if you will go and open the calculator, see calculator. In the calculator, it is also given here. Scientific. Here you can. Let me check whether it is in scientifical or maybe somewhere programmer. Yeah, this is the hexa value. You can see A, B, C, D, E, F. So this is your F. Okay, so how we can write 12? You can see equal hexa value. Okay, so here if you will type anything, so you will get the hexa value. Okay, if you write decimal value, so decimal value of 15 and now convert to hexa, you can see it is F. Okay, F. Okay, so by this way you can do it, the subnetting. Now we can fill this addressing here based on the given instruction. Now we can fill the table. Complete the addressing table above to use a guideline for configuring the device. Assign the first IP address in subnet to the router LAN interface. So we need to assign the first subnet. Okay, so our first subnet is, this is our first subnet, first usable IP. Okay, first IP address, you can see the first IP address of this subnet. Just 1 minute, let me copy to this LAN. Okay, so this is already assigned. You can see here, let me increase the font size. Now you can see, now here the color, you can see here the first, this is the network IP. Here it is 0 now. Here we just write 1. Okay, now so we assign the first IP 2 gigabit 00 interface and assign the link local address as designated in the addressing table. So here it is FE80. So we will type the same. It's already done. Okay, link local is same. Okay, you don't need to worry about. Okay, and then for the connection between the router, assign the first address in the subnet to router 1. Okay, so here, okay, this is subnet 1. Sorry, here LAN gigabit 00. Just let me go to the router here. So here, let me go to the options, preferences, and here go to the font size, CLI. Okay, now it is okay. Now here we can go to the interfaces, always show the port number. Now you can see here. So this is our gigabit 00 interface. Here we need to 8.0. So this is our 8.0. 8.0, we will go to gigabit 00. So this interface, this is the network. Let me type here. So this is the network, okay? So this is the network we are having for this LAN, okay? And okay, we cannot move. And this is the network. If you will see here, so this is the network, gigabit 01. We are using this network, okay? Gigabit 01, router 1. So this is router 1, gigabit 01. So we are using this network, okay? You can see this network. Now you can see here. So this is a network we are using 9. Okay. Now see here. And router 2. So this is our router 2. Router 2 gigabit 0 LAN. Here, just let me copy, and gigabit 00. Gigabit 00. We are using this network. Okay. Now, so for gigabit 01, we are using this LAN. Okay, I'm going to type it here. At least you will get the idea. You will not get confused. Okay, now you can see we have assigned all these addresses, and the last one, this is CC. This is our serial interface. Okay, CC here between the routers. Between the router, this is our network. Now it is clear. Yes, it is more clear now. Now I will show you. Sorry. Now you can see. So this is our this LAN. This is the network. This LAN. This is the network. And this third LAN, this is the network, and this fourth LAN, this is the network. Okay, so we are assigning this serial interfaces between the router. We need, this is our subnet ID. Okay, so here now we need to assign the IP addresses, okay, based on the given instruction. See the instructions here. Assign the first IP address in the subnet to the current LAN interface. So what is the first subnet? 8.1. Now here is C8.1. Assign the first IP address in the subnet to the router LAN interface and assign the link local address. We will assign it. Okay, so let me go to the router. Okay, here we have the CLI interface, configure terminal, and now we will go 2001 IPv6 address. Okay, so first, okay, before going this one, IPv6 unicast routing, first enable the IPv6 unicast routing. Please keep it in your mind. Then you can do the rest of the things. Okay, this is very, very important. Otherwise, you know, you will get some error messages. Otherwise, you will get some error messages. Okay, so IPv6 first we need to go to the interface, gigabit 00, gigabit 0/0, and IPv6 address. So what is the IPv6 address? This is the address. Okay, so let me take this IP. Here I'm going to copy the first address and paste it here. So this is our address. Okay, so once we will type this one, after that what we need to do, we need to also configure the link local address. Okay, so IPv6 FE80. So this one. Okay, so this address we need to also configure. 1 minute, let me copy and paste it here. Okay, paste, and don't forget to write IPv6 address. Okay, just 1 minute. IPv6 address and link local. Done. Okay, so you have done, and no shutdown. Sorry, no shut. So you can see once we write no shutdown, it become active. Okay, so then we need to type the second. Okay, the second one. So what is our second here? So gigabit 01. So this is our network. The first usable IP we will assign to the interface. Here it will become 1. Okay, so this is the first usable IP. Okay, first usable IP we are assigning to gigabit 01. Okay, so here exit interface gigabit 0/1 and IPv6 address, paste, done. Okay, and IPv6 address link local FE80 FE80 double colon 1. Okay, and write link local. Okay, so write no shutdown. Now you can see this side is also active or enabled. Okay, now we have configured this one. Now we need to configure this serial interface. Then we will go to step by step. Now router serial interface. If you will see here, this is our serial interface. Exit. Now we will go to the serial interface and configure interface serial 0/0/0. Okay, and here assign the IPv6 address. IPv6 address. So IPv6 address here. What is the address here? The first usable IP you can assign to this serial. This is the address. The first usable IP address you can assign to the serial interface. C, definitely it will be 1. Okay, so it will be 1 serial. Okay, so we will copy the same IP. Okay, here paste, done. Okay, this is done. So and link local also. Link local will be FE80 IPv6 FE80 :1. Okay, sorry, see here FE80 link local, link FE80, sorry, address here IPv6 address link local. Now you can see, and no shut. Okay, so once you will finish this one, then you can go to the router 2, and in the router 2 you need to configure this subnet. Okay, just exit, and we will say WR. We have done, and now we will go to the router 2. In router 2 we will configure enable. Here we have gigabit 00. First this gigabit 0 interface, configure terminal IPv6 unicast routing. First we need to enable it, and then we need to go to the interface gigabit 0/0. Okay, IPv6 address. So in gigabit 00 IPv6 address, here the first usable IP from this one. Okay, so the first usable IP you can assign here. Where is the first usable IP? Router 1. This is router 2. Okay, so this is your router 2. So router 2 first usable IP will be gigabit 00. So gigabit 00, what is the first usable IP? Can you tell me please? Gigabit 00, what is the first usable IP? Here 1, na? Yes, so this is 1. Okay, so just copy this one. So these are the network. Okay, the first usable will be 1.64. Okay, and type here, paste, and done. And IPv6 address link local will be FE80:2 FE80:2 link local. Okay, done. No shutdown. See, now it is active. Exit, and here now gigabit 00 interface gigabit 0/1, and now the second usable IP we will assign to here gigabit 01 control Z. So gigabit 00 and 01. So 01 first usable IP. Okay, so what is the first usable IP here? Yes, please, anyone can tell me? First usable will be 1. Yes, see, first usable IP, the 1. Okay, so we will go to the, yes please.
Why delete 0 and write 1?
So this is the network IP, na? This is a network IP, same like 192.168.1.0. 1.0 is the network ID, network IP. So first usable will be 1.1. See, 192.168.1.1. Even in the IPv4, we are saying do the subnetting. So this is our first usable IP. This is our second usable IP. This is third usable IP, if you remember. Yes, I will show you now. Just 1 minute. I will show you. Yeah, because if you have any ambiguity, you can see here, fixed subnetting activity. See here. See here. This is our usable IP. Maybe the 16 is the network IP. Okay. See, 33 is the first usable IP. 32 is the network IP. Just if we have subnet calculator, yeah, here we have it. See, so now see here. So this is our network IP. Yes, did you remember? This is our network IP. and this is our first usable IP 30.1, 30.2, 30.3, 30.30. This is our last usable IP. You remember? So network IP you cannot assign. This is a network, sub-network address. Same way here, this is our network addresses. These are our subnetting table, subnetted table. This is a network 1. This is subnet 2. This is subnet 3. This is subnet 4 and subnet 5. So the first usable IP we assign to, from this subnet we assign to gigabit 00. And from the second subnet we assign the first usable IP to gigabit 01. From the third subnet, the first usable IP we assign to the serial interface. And from the fourth subnet, the first usable IP we are going to assign to gigabit 01. Is it clear? Yes? Yes, please tell me. Yes?
Mr. Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So here
Mr.
thank you. Okay. So this is 64 and IPv6 address, link local address, FE80. So this is link local address. Okay. I already explained all the link local and all these things in detail. Okay. So no shut. You can see now it is active. Now this serial 00 on this router we need to assign exit and interface serial 0/0/0. Okay. Now here the serial, the first usable IP address of this serial interface. See, router 1 to router 2. So here first usable IP we already assigned to this one, and the second usable IP we will assign to. So what is the second usable IP? If it is 1, see the serial between this serial 00, we assign this IP 00C1, but here we will assign 2. Okay, so this become 2. This is 1 because here we can assign 1, and this serial interface we are going to assign this IP. Okay, the second usable IP we are going to assign IPv6 address, paste, done. And once you will done this one, you can write the link local as well. So the link local is FE80. I'm going to copy IPv6 address, link local address is FE80, and write here link local and no shutdown. Okay, done. Now you can see now our topology is fully configured, and we can see, and we need to assign the PC auto configuration. Okay, now here, because now the time we have less time, but still we can do the auto configuration. PC1 auto. Now you can see it is getting the IP automatically from the router. You can see this is the IP, and here you can see the auto. Now from this subnet 00C9, okay, 00, see here from this network it is getting the IP. This one auto, you can see auto configuration, it is getting the IP. You can see auto configuration. Did you observe? So by this way you can configure your network. You can see the completion percentage is 100%, and we have configured, and PC should be able to ping each other if addressing has been configured properly. So here, if you can see, you can ping from here to the other router. See IPv6 address, IPv6 IPv6 config, IPv6 config. You can see, so these are our IPv6 addresses. So this is our IPv6 address. Okay, see here, so this is our IPv6 address. So if you need to ping from this router to the PC, you can ping. You can see paste, and you can ping. See, the ping is working fine. So from this PC we can also try, but no more time. Ping, and this one. Now you can see we can ping from this PC to this PC as well. And let me check from here to there. ping. See, we can ping from this PC to this PC. Okay, and from this PC again we can ping from here to here. Just go to the command prompt and write ping. Done. Now we can ping from PC4 to PC1, PC3 to PC1, PC2 to PC1. So we can ping. So now our completion is 100%. You can see, and that's all for today. And thanks for